Mickey, I'm getting big-time whiplash this week. I really don't know what to make of it. We had a lot of different news. It seemed like it was soap opera galore. Help me make sense of what happened this week and where we're at.
It was a good week for the first 4 days, and then Friday was almost like a day of reckoning for what could be coming up. The market was, well, let me rephrase that. The Dow had a phenomenal week. The NASDAQ actually looked kind of interesting that it wasn't as strong all week. And then we had the big move in the middle of the day Friday when the Flynn news came out that he did talk to the Russians. At one point, the Dow dropped 350 points, which, kind of took back a lot of the gains. And it closed down 40 points. But going forward, that's going to be interesting. But it was a crazy week.
So I guess I'm not even sure what we can predict for next week. I mean, you're going to have the ongoing saga now of Michael Flynn. You've still got the tax debate that theoretically the Senate was going to vote this week. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. Or at least if it did, by the time this video comes out, it'll be very late. You still got a lot of debate between the House and the Senate. You got a whole bunch of other things that could transpire with North Korea and all that. Where do we go from here next week? What do we do?
Well, here's the thing. You're right. We have a lot of stuff going on. But it looks like that Senate bill is going to pass. It looks like they have enough to pass it. Then we got to get the House and Senate to agree. And the fact that the market was down 350 points on Friday with this bad news on Mike Flynn and it bounced to only finish down 40 says a lot of the resiliency of the market as of right now. It's just there's not a lot of selling out there. There's a lot of momentum on the upside. I just don't see any reason to panic. The market is still in an uptrend. It's still strong. Saying that, this whole Flynn situation, wow, that could be, if it starts tracing back to President Trump, which I'm not saying it is or not, I don't know. It's just, there's a lot out there, but that could be something that could really derail this market.
But I guess what you're telling me to do is to take my hand away from the sell button, at least for now. Let this thing pan out, because I imagine we're going to see a whole bunch of drama next week.
Absolutely. There's still, even if we had a few days of heavy selling, look at the profits we've had these past couple months this year. Markets don't go straight up. They pull back. And if you try to time it, you're going to be wrong. And it's investing. You take some good times, you take some bad times. But we look at the overall general trend of the market. It's still strong. It's still going up. And until we get a trend direction, I'm telling my clients we stay in this a bull market. And we're keeping our positions where they are.
One thing I didn't talk about before we got to recording this video is a good piece of news, though, was Cyber Monday. It was a 20% increase over last year. Now it has eclipsed Black Friday in terms of the amount of sales. Consumer spending at this time period is a pretty good indication of how the economy may fare and then ultimately stocks. Is that right?
Yeah. Take it a step further. Cyber Monday was great, but also Black Friday was great for retail stocks. We had a nice jump in retail stocks on Monday. Yeah, and consumer confidence, I think, hit a 17-year high recently. So, things are looking good. And then the other big story we had this week was Bitcoin, which, hit a high of 11,000 on, I think it was Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Bitcoin is something that is here to stay. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes from here.
So I guess what you're telling me is I'm going to, for next week, I've got to stay the course, sort of keep an eye on the long ball. But, if I want to, watching all the news that'll break next week, I might as well just do it with a beer, maybe some popcorn, and sit back and relax. And in the meantime, maybe think about 2018. And I know how to get in touch with you, but for those who will do likewise, how do we get into contact with you? Give us your email address again.
Email is Mickey, Mickey, at Envestim, ENVESTIM.com. Come follow us on our Facebook page. See our daily videos about the market. Every day we do a video. Follow us on Twitter. Also come to the website, sign up for our newsletter.
Sounds good, Mickey. I'll do that when I'm not watching Fox News with Paul, watching all the drama on the political unfold.
Thanks a lot. That sounds great.
All right, Mickey. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks. You too, David.